had two systems that we used to kind of distribute knowledge to partners. One was a platform called OSP Help and Learning Center, but that's managed by a very technical team for technical documentation, API, webhook information for our partners. Very technical, very difficult to use platform, and one that isn't open, like business wide, for anyone and everyone to publish content to. And then we had an LMS. We adopted Ocado XP, as we're calling it, and it's been brilliant. So it allows us just to create user journeys and link out to various resources that my team produces, creating kind of nice user flows and stories, and not just go here and complete e-learning and all of the millions of modules that we assign to our learners. It's a lot of learning. So it's nice to break that down and chunk it down into kind of more bite-sized learning journeys for our solutions. I think, interestingly enough, what I assumed was that the existing partners that we had wouldn't find it all that interesting. It's a lot of kind of, learning that they've all done before. I thought for new partners, it might be more interesting. Not to say for existing partners, it wouldn't, be of any interest at all, but I thought it would be more interesting for new partnerships. But that doesn't seem to be the case. I think for existing partners, where they have kind of high turnover of staff in certain sites and things like that, they're leaning on the platform to send their learners, to our site to go through almost like onboarding, essentially. So we're sort of really helping partners in the early phase of the onboarding process with their new starters and new teams on their sites, which is really interesting. So I think that will help to alleviate some of the kind of the training burden for our existing partners, and long term means that they don't have to spend so much time doing the hands-on training when it comes to using the kind of Ocado Smart platform. For new partners, obviously it's brilliant. They don't know any different. So we've got a really nice kind of pretty visual journey now that we can send people on, and it feels a bit more like an onboarding experience, a more polished onboarding experience. And we can sort of early doors get in and point them to, that kind of one location where we're going to build out a lot more content. So at the moment it's very operational, which is what we've always done, me and the team. But now we can move into creating a lot more content. So we're looking to create content around how to market e-commerce businesses, because a lot of our partners just have the physical stores, don't necessarily know how to turn their marketing efforts into, pushing e-commerce grocery businesses. So yeah, we've got a place for all of that content to live now where we didn't previously. So yeah, there's different use cases. It's either kind of retraining existing teams, or we've got, new partners that we can push content to all the time, which is lovely. From an away day yesterday in London with the marketing team. And they've got a ton of content that they want to push to partners. So it's really the feature utilization piece that they want to push, and the Ocado Smart Platform roadmap as well. So there wasn't really any kind of direct way for them to market those things to partners. They would pre-record videos and it would go out via account managers, but now we have a nice site that can live on all in one place. And it kind of, the user journey that we've got at the moment is how to operate your business, how to grow it, and how to evolve it. So how to really optimize what you're selling online using the smart platform. So it's a really lovely kind of, knowledge journey. And I think it touches a lot of different teams across our partner businesses, not just the operational teams, which is what I've done previously, but planning teams and, implementation teams, the data teams. So watch this space. I think everyone wants a slice of it now. I've got all sorts of teams coming to me wanting to house their content on there, and, different bits of information for partners. So I think it's really quickly going to become a very sort of centralized source of truth, which will be, exciting. XP has enabled us to open up a whole kind of different direction really when it comes to content that we share with partners. So our marketing team actually didn't have anywhere to host content that was direct to partners. They were creating content on Google sites, in slides, recording videos that were just kind of screen share presentation type videos. And now what we're able to do is host that content for them and share that directly with partners, which is really lovely. So we've segmented our content into Operate, which is the content that my team sort of knows and has been doing for years. Grow, which is really just to help our partners optimize their web shops and grow their e-commerce businesses. And then Evolve, and that Evolve space is really for marketing to share the OSP roadmap, so new products coming down the line, or new aspects to the solution that they really want to kind of promote to partners. Yeah, so with Ocado XP, what we've enabled the marketing team to do is host the OSP roadmap, which is really exciting. So that's all the new features that we want our partners to be aware of, case studies and success stories, and also to really push the feature utilization part. So where we can see that partners might be underperforming in certain areas, we can start to promote certain aspects of the solution that will help to kind of elevate and evolve their business, hence the term evolve. So yeah, I think Ocado XP for us is turning out to be kind of that single source of truth when it comes to product knowledge and SME knowledge. So we've got the technical documentation that lives on its own site, but we've now got somewhere to kind of pump all of the magic sprinkles or the magic sauce of Ocado and all of the wisdom that we've built up over the 20 years of being an online grocer. We're able to kind of publish that for our partners so that they can, learn and gain from that too, which is really nice. And I have been inundated with other teams that also want to host, their own initiatives on the site, which is brilliant. There's now basically a 2025 roadmap. I don't think there'll be a moment's rest between between now and the end of the year. I've got at least kind of 3 teams that are wanting, to start promoting their knowledge for, it's engineers, bot engineers, that type of thing. Lots to do, but it's really exciting. Lots.
Okay.
Because it's just been a huge missing piece, really, I think, in terms of, what we can offer to our partners. When I joined the business 4 years ago, there was no formal training, no formal training whatsoever. So e-learning was our kind of first, dipping our toes into the digital pond, as it were. And now that we've kind of proved that this concept can work, I think what we're going to end up doing as a team is using the platform for onboarding brand new partners. Mm-hmm. So from the moment the contract is signed, we'll have a nice user onboarding journey that, it's really not even focused on product knowledge, but it's Ocado knowledge. Here's how you find out who your Ocado success manager is. Right. These are the systems that you need access to. This is how you communicate your new starters with us. Start thinking about the ways that you're going to set up your teams, and these are the sorts of departments that you might need. So really, that kind of advice hand-holding piece has been missing. Really, it's crucial as well. Yeah. There's so many things that Ocado knows because we've been, going for 20 years that seem like second nature to us, that we've now realized are not second nature to our partners. It's a brand new direction for them. So really important just for us to, I think, establish that early on with partners. And I think down the line, what we're going to see is less requests for information, less tickets raised, hopefully, in Jira, that type of thing, and sort of that hand-holding piece is already done. So our SMEs can stick to sharing product knowledge and the operational kind of gems that they're so good at. Yeah. So we're trying to sort of reduce the housekeeping side of things. I think that's really important. Also for prospects, for our new business teams, at the moment, all they're able to do is share decks, via Teams or Box. It's not a nicely packaged experience for anyone. It doesn't look very polished. For a business that's selling, robots, it's very futuristic. It would be nice to kind of, provide a user onboarding journey or, a catalogue, as it were, of, what the Ocado Smart Platform is to prospects. So that's quite exciting. And obviously, given the sign-in mechanism that we developed with BAD, we're able to allow external parties to view, the site, which is fantastic. And then besides that, I mean, there's not really any end to the use cases for it, but I think they're the primary kind of issues that we're looking to resolve right now. Is that the early communication piece is super important for us, I think. Yeah, I think so. I think so far every partner's engaged with the site, which is amazing. We've seen traffic from every single one of our partners, which is wonderful. One of our oldest partners has been non-stop requesting additional member access, which is wonderful. Wow. So it's been kind of non-stop invites coming through. I think possibly an extra 30 or so team members that they've wanted to have access, which is phenomenal. One of our APAC partners is so excited that they finally got somewhere that they can send new team members to, especially some of their smaller sites where they don't have budget to create e-learning themselves. Mm-hmm. We've now got that central source of truth, and they can send, new starters on the Ocado kind of upskilling journey without having to create any learning materials themselves, which is brilliant. So it's been very positive in the 4 weeks that we've been live, but yeah, it's been really, really good so far. And I hope that continues.